Okay, let's begin. So could you tell me your full name, please?
My name is Yoo-Jun Kim. Actually, my Korean name and English name is the same thing. I don't have a separate English name.
Okay. And are you working or are you a student?
Currently, I am a student. I am a student of Hongik University located in Mapo district. However, I'm in leave of absence right now because I finished studying for the United States Certified Public Accountant exam. I've passed all 4 exams, and currently I'm not doing anything, but I'm returning to my university in September.
Great. And what are some of your hobbies?
I am a huge golfer. I recently started learning golf in 2022. It's been a little less than 3 years, so I am an amateur. I'm not really good at it, but still, as I learned golf, I've realized that it is not only does it require to have a physical strength, but also you need to have the mental ability to concentrate for more than 4 hours. So that kind of thing really made me go into golf, and I'm loving golf right now.
Okay, nice. Now let's talk about memory. So are you good at memorizing things?
I would say that I am because I think no matter what kind of subject you study, no matter what major you do, I think memorizing is a part of a large factor in order to get a very good score on a certain exam or passing the exam. I've told you that I have finished my studies for the United States Certified Public Accountant exam. You need to be able to memorize a wide range of concepts in order to finish the test because, as you know, accountants can do a lot of work, so they need to study a lot. So it's not an easy test. So I think I am a pretty good memorizer.
Great. And have you ever forgotten something important?
Yeah, I forget things all the time. For example, today, this meeting with you and me, I've almost forgot until this morning, but I just suddenly figured that I have to go to this place until 10 a.m. So yeah, I forget things all the time, but still, eventually I do everything that I have to do.
Great. And how do you remember important things?
If it's super important, then obviously I can't forget it because let's say that I'm meeting with my family someday, then I would obviously know that I have to go to some place at some time. So, but if it's important, but I could forget, and in order to prevent that kind of thing, then I would write it down on my calendar or write it down on my cell phone or my laptop and put an alarm so that, let's say that it takes about an hour to get to that place. So an hour before I put an alarm, ring it. If it rings, then I leave. So
yes. Okay, good man. Let's talk about now praise. So how do you feel when you are praised?
There's a saying in Korea that if you praise, a whale can dance. A whale could even dance if someone praises you. So I love getting praised. I love people who acknowledge my ability or acknowledge my good personality or something like that. So I would say that I am always open to praising. I'm really open to praising other people. So it's like a communication. So it goes back and forth.
Absolutely. And when was the last time you praised someone?
One of my friends is experiencing a very difficult time because of family issues. And I knew that person for a very long time, over 5 years. In that course of time, I've never thought that this person would be a mature person. I thought that she was very, immature, very childish, had a very childish behavior. But I realized that when hardships came, she really was able to cope that difficulty and solve that problem by herself. So I really praised her a lot. I never knew that I told her that I never knew that you could be that mature and going forward no matter what. So
great. And do you think parents should often praise their children?
Absolutely. Some parents are very strict and they are not really willing to praise their children that much. But I've seen some of my friends who had those kind of parents. The parents always try to push them forward, push them more to have the drive to become better, but they never praised him. So he eventually became a little bit, keep trying to have distance with his parents, which isn't really a good thing, right? So I think parents praising their children is not only for their self-esteem, but improving the relationship of the family itself. I think it's a really good thing to praise children.
Okay. Perfect. That'll do us for part one. Now let's jump on to the second part. That's over here. Okay, this is your question. I'll just give you a pencil there as well, sir. So yeah, I'll give you 1 minute to do some note taking. All right, so you can begin now. All right, mate, now that's 1 minute. Okay, so yeah, let me give you your question. So your part two question is, describe a skill that you think you can teach other people.
Okay, a skill that I think I could be able to teach other people is actually English. I am a former English instructor in another private academy located in Gangnam district. I taught a lot of students in the course of 2.5, 3 years. I learned English I've started learning English since when I was 3, 4 years old. So I've been studying English for 20 plus years. So I would say that I'm pretty good in English. I know a lot of grammar concepts that students have to learn, students need to know. And in terms of speaking also, I've lived in a country called Indonesia. I've attended British International School, Jakarta. I know, since then I started speaking a lot, so I'm pretty good at speaking also. So how should I teach students? I think basically a lecture would be a basic way to do, the most effective way, easiest way, but also just free talking, communicating, just like you and me. So I really think that the more you talk and more you listen, the more you write, that's like the basis of every language skill. If you want to be good at it, you need to keep doing it. And English is essential in today's society, not only for exams or business, but also if you're traveling to a certain country, most people in that country will be able to speak some form of English. So you will be able to communicate with a lot of different people in a lot of different countries if you learn English. So in that kind of way, you need to learn English. My parents once said to me, if you want to have a good life, you need to be able to do English in some sort of way, either in writing or listening or speaking. If you can do all of them, it will be the best, but not all, not for all. So.
Okay, perfect. That's 2 minutes now. Nice one. So when you were a kid, did you enjoy learning English?
The first 3 to 4 months, it wasn't easy because when I went to British International School, Jakarta, my peers were already good at, pretty decent in speaking English, but I could not speak a single word. So I was a slow learner at that time, but eventually I realized that I was a fast learner. So I catched up everything that they did. So at first it wasn't easy, but now it's a natural thing to me, almost like my mother tongue.
Nice one. Okay, so now we'll go on to the third part of the test. Okay, let's keep it going. Okay, so what do you think are the differences between online and face-to-face learning?
Online learning and face-to-face learning. I've told you that I was a former instructor in another private academy located in some other place. I've taught in both ways, meeting a student from face-to-face and also through platforms like Zoom. I would say in the more effective way to teach, the more effective way to learn, I would say it's meeting from face to face. Because Zoom, I can't check whether this student is concentrating in the class or not. So I just deliver information in a single way from me to the student, but I can't really get much feedback of whether he or she is understanding what I'm saying and whether they're catching up. So I think meeting face-to-face is more effective than online classes.
And are there any advantages of online classes?
Yes, because once I've taught a student who was living in Canada, How would I be able to teach someone who is really far away if I don't have Zoom or WebEx? So in that point of view, you can transcend the geographic limitations and you'll be able to communicate with anyone, anywhere on the planet. So in that point of view, it's a good thing.
Absolutely. And do you think teachers should be funny when they teach?
That's a pretty tricky question because I am funny, but at the same time, I'm pretty strict when I taught the students because some students, they think that they're just here to have fun, but actually they're here to learn. They need to be able to learn something from me. Then I would obviously have to be professional in during the class. So if they're young, like elementary school, first grade, second grade, I would be more friendly and funny. But if they're like high school students, then I would be, just driving them to study more, to learn more, and so on.
Yeah, right. And what qualities do you think teachers should have?
They should be able to understand what the student lacks, because the teacher exists to improve the student, to educate the students, to make them become better. So they need to be able to know what the student needs and what the student has to do more in order to improve a certain skill. Either it could be math, it could be English, it could be reading comprehension, whatsoever. So they need to, as they communicate with the student, as they teach the student, they should be able to know what that student needs to learn more. So yeah, it's a strategic point of view.
Absolutely. And which age group do you think is the best at learning new things?
The younger the better. The younger the better, I would say. I was 3-4 years old when I started learning English. I was late compared to my peers, but still, I'm a foreigner, I'm a Korean, and I'm learning English at a very young age, 3-4 years old. That would be a very quick point of starting to learn English, because my other friends that I met in Korea, they started learning English in elementary school or even middle school. So the earlier, I think, because also very young kids have a bigger capacity to fill up their brains with new ideas and new concepts. So I think the younger the better.
Yeah. And do you think learning a language is mostly for like job opportunities and education, or are there other reasons too?
As I said, if you want to have a good life, you need to be able to speak English. If you speak English, you can go almost anywhere on the planet. So you can travel, either if it's business or just traveling or some other purpose, studying. The purpose doesn't matter because communication is established already. So if you want to have an international life, if you want to have a lot of opportunities in your life, then you should be able to look beyond Korea, your home country, and look to other places. And in order to do that, you need to be able to speak English.
Perfect. Okay, that'll do us for the test. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so yeah, let's start with the feedback. Yeah, so again, absolutely perfect, like fluency, pronunciation, like really nice, and a wide range of vocabulary and grammar structures, right? So that was a great test. There's like small things, obviously, we can just talk about. At the beginning, when you said your leave of absence, I'm in leave of absence. Should be I'm on a leave of absence these days from your university or whatever. Yeah. Small prepositions, right? Other preposition, you said you had to go to this place until 10 a.m. So it should be like, come here like by 10 a.m. Yeah. By is more like the limit, the time limit. You can accompany, the boss might say, can you finish that by Friday? Yeah, I usually go to bed by midnight every night. Yeah. Okay. One thing you said, like if I'm meeting with my family, right? So I would put these three here. So meet with, meet up with, right? The word meet with sounds a bit more official, to be honest, right? Meet with. Like, for example, you would say the president of Korea will meet with the president of France next week. Yeah, so it's more like an official meeting, or like I have to meet with the director of the company next week. Yeah, but the other ones are more casual. Yeah. When alarm, you said like I put an alarm. The verb there, set. Yeah, set an alarm every morning. Yeah. And when you talked about your friend, you said like, I knew that person for a long time. And you should probably use present perfect tense there. So
Yeah,
I've known. Yeah.
I've known.
Yeah, I've known that person for a long time. Yeah, until now. One thing as well with the present perfect continuous, you said, I've started learning English since when I was blah, blah, blah. So, for example, since and when cannot go together, right? So, for example, you can say, I started when. So I started learning English when I was 3 years old. Yeah. Yeah. Or like I've been studying English since. Yeah. So yeah, just when would go with your past simple and since would go with your present perfect continuous. Yeah. So it's a common one I hear a bit. What were we saying? Whether they're catching up, I think you want to say they're keeping up, right? Keeping up with the lesson. Yeah, keeping up with the lesson, following the lesson. Yeah. And just in part 3, right? So part 3 is supposed to be about generally speaking. You were relating some of it back to your personal moment. Some is okay, but I would just recommend for like students who are doing the IELTS test in part 3, try and keep it more general. Yeah, try and keep it more general. Yeah. But yeah, that was a great test. So thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.